Hi, everybody. It is Monday night in the town that Disney built. So you know what time it is.
Information on celebration.
Yes, it is. So let me know where you're watching from. We do this show every Monday night. You either see myself or Elijah Lewis right here in the Near Disney YouTube channel, the studio. And if you will just let me know if the audio is coming through, that would be great. I think it is. Yep, we're all working on all cylinders tonight, you guys. And there is so much to talk about with what's going on. You know, we are celebrating the 30th anniversary of Celebration this entire year. And so, sure enough, this week, May 18th, we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff that's coming up. Sound good? All right. Well, let me share with you that I do not want you to forget about our Celebration social group. If you are living in Celebration and you'd like to join our Celebration social group, please go to Facebook and ask to be invited, because there's all kinds of stuff that's going on with that wonderful team. Jason Handler's done a great job. There's over 1,500 people that kind of are told something special is coming up every month. Well, this month, what we'd like to do is, this Wednesday night, which is May 20th, at the Malia, there is a restaurant called the Wilson, and they call it the Wilson because when you walk in, you'll see pictures of former President Wilson the volleyball. It's really just a cute idea, but they have a great connection with the Survivor people. You know, the TV show Survivor is the finale is this Wednesday night. So some former Survivor contestants will be there. But the biggest reason why we want to go is because we want to honor the life of a wonderful man that worked at the Malaya. Let me show you this. Let me know if you can see that. Very good. So, yes, Brian, this is who we want to talk about. Brian O'Neill, that's the gentleman that has the shaker in his hand. If you were ever up at the Malia at the Wilson, that was a gentleman that had a huge smile on his face, was lovely, very kind, recently passed away unexpectedly. And so a bunch of us want to go up there to celebrate his life. We're going to be looking maybe for some donations, maybe asking for $20 donations, whatever, to help the family, just to say, gosh, he made a difference. He was a bright light in Celebration. And so a lot of these Survivor people are going to be there too, to say how much that they really thought the world of him as well. And then they're also doing some things like some raffle items, silent auction items for Sojourn. That's a project that the Malaya is supporting. Brian would have supported that as well. Omar, our dear friend, is in charge of that. So they do a lot of celebrity weekend kind of stuff. Omar does. Actually, I think it's the @ Celebrity Weekend. But Monday, May 20th, that's from 7 p.m. until midnight at the Wilson. If anybody has any questions, you can always text me at 407-808-9845. That is this week. Please do not miss that. And then I wanted to bring up, because we have Edward, who does these great additions to what we should talk about on the show. So I feel like he's a correspondent for us. And I did notice that we had this to add, so we can make sure everybody knows about the Celebration Art Circle. So on May 22nd and the 29th, so it looks like those are Friday meetups from 10 a.m. until noon at Island Village Clubhouse, that patio area. No painting is permitted at that one, but he did send me another. Let me see if I can get this information. I'll read it to you guys. But thank you, Edward, for being so good about making sure we are sharing the information about the people that are artists. They're having something called Pour, Sip, and Repeat. And actually, that's this Friday. Now, that says that's from 10 a.m. to noon on the 22nd. So this may be more accurate than what. Let me take this one down. Instead of make it bigger. And let me talk about this, because he had sent this to me today. So let's talk about this one instead. So it says Pour, Sip and Repeat. So that's going to be at Starbucks this Friday from 10 a.m. until noon. And artists, please bring your supplies. It's the open patio area and downtown celebration for the Celebration Art Circle. Sound good? All right. And once again, thank you, Edward, for keeping us posted on what is going on. Other things that are coming up. We want to talk about Memorial Day is right around the corner, May 23rd. That's this Saturday. You know, we have a wonderful history of having a flag ceremony, the huge flag that's at the corner of that would be Campus Street and Celebration Avenue. That is Memorial Day. Hey, Anita. Oh, I'm going to say something about Anita soon, too. But it's at 10 a.m. So if you want to be at the Veterans Memorial Founders Park, once again, that's at the corner of Campus and Celebration Avenue. There is a wonderful flag service, the Veterans Memorial Founders Day Park. Okay, don't forget, that is this Saturday. And if you have any children that you're looking for activities, because the summer is upon us, and there's this really cool, I wish they had this when I was younger, but in the summer this year, they're going to have at Celebration Island Village Clubhouse, great clubhouse, right? They have the opportunity that kids can enroll into robotics, 3D printing, STEM, business, and art. So that is for kids and teens. And it looks like June 1st, the first one, the 1st to the 5th, is Bots, Brains, and Battle. The second one is June 15th to the 19th. That is Pixels, Prints, and Motion. And that's 3D printing and filmmaking. And then July 27th through the 31st is Build, Brand, and Sell, a business incubator. That's pretty cool, right? So it's experienced instructors and innovative materials. It includes meals, snacks, outdoor time, and guest speakers. There will be a fee. You're going to need to call this telephone number, 407-704-7858, 407-704-7858 in order to enroll your child. Gosh, I wish it was more my age. I love that. So anyway, that you can also register at sparkgrounds.com. Another fun learning opportunity. I just love this. I wish I was available tomorrow, but I'm not. Because Anita, that's kind of a cool thing because of Anita. We're going to congratulate her pretty soon here. Anita and Dean have a closing tomorrow. Super excited about them having a property here in Celebration. But tomorrow, if you would like, on May 19th, there is a final spring lecture from the Celebration Lifelong Learning Group. It doesn't cost you anything. It's free. You don't even have to register. You just need to show up. But I think it's a great topic. I didn't know my iPhone could do that. I didn't know my iPhone. I don't know a lot of stuff this little thing can do. It does a lot. But that's going to be at the Windsor building. You guys, that's independent living, assisted living, memory care. It looks beautiful, this wonderful building, and it's very kind of them. They have some meeting space there. So that address is 1370 Celebration Boulevard. So that would be coming in on campus, and then you'll be driving towards the high school, that Celebration Boulevard. You will see Windsor on the right-hand side, and that event is from 3 p.m. to 4:15 p.m. tomorrow. Yes, I didn't know my iPhone could do that. How cool is that? I just love that. Very creative. Good job, you guys. Celebration Lifelong Learning. And as far as planning, somebody did ask me. Oh, I love that. Anita says, "Yay, we're excited too." Thank you, Kim. I am so excited. So excited. Super excited. Yes. So is Virginia, by the way. So we're excited. Don't forget 4th of July. Anita, you'll be here for 4th of July, I'm hoping. Somebody had asked me the other day, do we do anything for the 4th of July? Oh, yeah. I tell you what, we do. It is downtown Celebration, and there is going to be fireworks at 9:20 p.m. They're going to have a DJ, and then they are going to have a band. And the band plays from 6:30 to 7:15. Then they take a break, and then 7:45 to 8:30. and they take a break, and then at 9:40 to 10 o'clock, because they break for fireworks too. Now, when we have fireworks in Celebration Florida, it's not like regular fireworks. Disney set the standard. So right across from our beloved Reggiano's Italian restaurant that everybody loves, and the downtown diner, AP and Courtney Perez's place, right across from there, Lakeside, that's where these fireworks will go off. And no kidding, I bet there'll be 5,000 people down there that day. You know what you want to do if you're moving here? There's these little fans that you put around your neck. Sometimes I have them right by my desk. Gets a little hot outside, have one of those fans around your neck. Walk around, but you'll be able to get some cold beverages. There'll be a lot of good food in downtown Celebration. But don't forget, 4th of July. In fact, yes, we do have a big event. It's going to be great. All right, that answers that question. Now, another question came up. What are you guys doing for the full 30th anniversary of Celebration? It's a big deal. So let's share this. We're going to have the boy bands come in. And I think it's so fabulous. When our daughter, Ashley, she was this old when she moved in, when we moved here, that she was the youngest child that went to Celebration School, went through school the entire way. We had a great experience. I was on the school advisory council when she was little and just really loved it. I can tell you a lot of history of how the school came about here, but she loved boy bands. And so it's so great now to see these boy bands coming back. And for many of you, if you didn't know, the LFO, F is Fischetti, Brad Fischetti. And Brad has lived in Celebration for 20 years. How fun is that? And so he and a bunch of his other partners that are boy bands are going to be here November 7th. November 7th, we're having a big blowout party, downtown Celebration. It will be downtown Lakeside, like we've done from the beginning with really cool events. And so who's heard of NSYNC, the band NSYNC? Well, Chris Kirkpatrick is going to be here from NSYNC. I believe he's the C in NSYNC. And then O-Town, the band, will be here. And of course, I already mentioned Brad from LFO and Ryan Cabrera. So this tour has been huge around the United States. And so it's called the Pop 2000 Tour. Actually, I was corrected. I was calling them boy bands. And then my daughter said, well, Ryan Cabrera is like a soloist. He's not a boy band. So let's call him Pop 2000 Tour. And what I want to do is I want to announce that we're going to be working with Celebration Town Hall on doing something very special. So what we'd like is if any of you out there have questions of any of these members of the boy band, if you can text me at my telephone number, 407-808, 9845. Let me know who you want that question asked of. I will then send it to Brad, who is touring with everybody right now. And he will select a couple of the questions. We will then have the answers filmed by the boy band or the pop groups. And then the night of the event, about 15 minutes before the concert starts, we're going to have those answers on video for everybody to see. So I think that's kind of cool. So Celebration Town Hall and my group, Florida in Motion Realty, Realtors, Founding Residents, Near Disney, YouTube, are partnering together with Brad to have this fun. You get to know the guys a little bit better. So please go ahead. I'm going to be talking about that for a while, up until the time November 7th comes around. All right. Now, if you are a Celebration resident, I want to bring this to your attention. They are looking for media submissions. Town Hall is. And so what you would do is you would scan this QR code. So if you're watching this video and you do a playback, to scan this and then share a photo or a video for consideration for Founders Day media presentation. So that is saying calling all past and present residents. You do not have to be a founding resident. They are just looking for people that want to make comment about how cool it is to live here. It really is cool. I pinch myself all the time. It's a great place to live. I don't want you to forget about Sundays, the farmers market. I had some people this past week that talked about they had stayed at the inn at Celebration. Actually, it was called um, a different name when they stayed here, but they remembered coming here and walking downtown on Sundays for the farmers market. And that was such an important component to them when they were looking for a place to live, that they wanted to have the walkability for great restaurants and go to a bar or go to the ice cream parlor or go get some great retail. And the farmers market was top of their list. That was important to them. So I want to remind everybody on Sundays from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m., Celebration Farmers Market. You can't beat it. So I want to give a big shout out to Dana Brown and her team because they do a great job on making sure that is available to us every week. Okay, so we talked about Brian O'Neill. Hopefully I'm going to see you guys Wednesday night at the Malaya. Hopefully I'm going to see my Celebration social people there as well. Don't forget to join them. Edward talked about the art circle. Memorial Day is coming up. Submit your video. 4th of July fireworks. Don't forget about the camps that are available. Lifelong learning tomorrow to figure out our cell phones. But let's also talk about, most of you asked me the question, what's been going on with the Celebration real estate market? So let me share a screen and I will tell you what has been happening in the last 7 days. We do 7 days. And Dee, my YouTube producer, always says, keep my face bigger so you can see what I'm saying. But I want you to see the screen because this is hot off the press. This is real deal information that you guys might want to know about. Hey, Paul Pruitt and Melissa, if you guys have not gotten a chance, please go check YouTube, Whistle While You Work. I love what they're doing. Oh my gosh, they've got such a great YouTube channel. Lots of great information about going into the parks and social things. And they live in town and they're fabulous, fabulous. All right, guys. So as of today, there's only 85 total listings in Celebration. If you've been watching for a while, you know that there's typically 480 listings. So for it to be 85, what is that telling you? People love Celebration. And once you move here, you don't want to leave. You might move around, but most people don't leave. So I'm saying everything from condos to estates, 85 total. And then I tell you what's been going on the last 7 days, of the market. So there have only been 5 new actives. That's it. 8 pending. So more is going off than coming on. More is going off than coming on. And then solds, 8 that sold as well. And we are in the middle of the month. Typically, we see a lot more selling. A lot of people choose to close at the end of the month. And so typically that number would be bigger at the end of the month. But what I will share with you is we have had a lot of people make comment about even like the high-end properties that are here that have been selling within a day, that there is some huge anticipation, hope that maybe some of the property tax stuff may change come November. There's no guarantee, but they wanted to go ahead and get settled with Celebration because when you homestead a property, you know, you need to be in that property for a year before you get to get the results of, is that the right word? Before you get the perks of the homestead here in Florida. What is homestead? Homestead's going to do a couple things. It's usually going to protect your home. You know, a lot of times, especially athletes, you'll find that their primary residence might be in Florida because you might have some crazed fan that comes up and thinks that they can take advantage of them and try to take their house from them and all this other stuff. You can't do that when you're in Florida. We have a lot more protection that is here. And so that's one thing. But if some of these rules change as far as property taxes come November, these people want to be in place so that they can get that homestead, because the rumor has it that it's probably only going to apply to homestead. So if you are looking to buy anything, now is the time to call me. Even if we think we can't find something that's presently on the market, I can start making phone calls with my team so that we can see if we can find something specifically for you. And you know, we've been doing the show for well over 2 years. The prices in Celebration have not gone down. They've continued to go up, up, up. So I'm really, really happy. Anita and Dean jumping in now. So we get you as residents as well. And what I'd like to do is I want to show you guys a video of a property that I think, if you haven't moved to Celebration yet, you need to know about. Because when you can find something that has the most gorgeous views, and it's furnished, and it's in an elevator building, and it has a garage, and it has storage, and it is spectacular in every way, you should know about, especially when the price is $419,000. So sit back and relax. I want to show you this, and I'll be back afterwards. But this definitely is my pick of the week. Isn't that a great opportunity? And what I want to reinforce how easy it is. The walking trails from this condo make it super easy to go. I want to say maybe it's a half a mile to go towards that new area, the point that has Publix, Elio, the restaurant that I think everybody should be trying out now. It's got that Italian Brazilian vibe. You want to say hi to Chef Felipe and say hi to Gabriel, the general manager there. The Celebration Brewing Company is there. There is a running club in Celebration that meets at the Celebration Brewing Company. So what a cool spot to be able to have a condo, lock and leave, be able to have your car or have a Nev that's there, be able to go to that Artisan Park Clubhouse, which is an award-winning clubhouse. Bill McFadden and his team are extraordinary. They have a restaurant that's in there, a bar. They have a fitness room. They have a swimming pool that is very resort-like with a jacuzzi, ping pong. They have events going on galore at the Artisan Park Clubhouse. So please, please, please do not linger because you're going to miss out. But if you don't call right away, 407-808-9845. And we may even have a special present for anybody that buys or puts a contract on it before the end of this month. But you want to call and ask me what the details are on that. All right. We also wanted to say congratulations. Amy Stokes is coming into town. Love that. We'll be closing with her this week. We've had the honor of her mom and dad had bought a home from us, and then her brother came in and bought a home a couple years later. And now Amy, the daughter, is going to be moving into town as well. So that's what happens in Celebration. Just more and more of your loved ones will want to come in, move here. And that is what we truly love to do, is help your loved ones be here. And then don't forget, on Wednesday nights, we have a show that my Realtor Dream Team will talk about the 25-mile radius around Cinderella Castle. And so they talk about all kinds of stuff. You know, on Fridays or Saturdays, we do an evergreen show. We are going to be doing a show to maybe help some of our kids out there. We're going to talk about why renting versus buying. and why there's so many advantages to buying. And so we have a lender that's going to be talking with Virginia on our team and talking about why it's very advantageous for you guys to be buying. All right. All right. And then there's other videos obviously in the works. Don't forget to our town hall that's being renovated is going to be opening soon. They said the summer, but I believe it's the first week of June. And I'm hoping to get a sneak peek hopefully in the next week or so I can do some video on that as well. All right. Well, once again, Anita, can't wait until we get to see you. And Melissa and Paul, maybe I'll see you Wednesday night. Can you go to the Malia? Love to see you guys. Rod and I will be there. 7, watch the end of Big Brother, but also support a good cause. If you can make it, we would love that. Anybody else out there that's watching can join too. We'd love that. Yep, Edward, you should come as well. Yeah. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And like I said, if you ever need us, 407-808-9845. All right. Bye, guys. Be blessed.
Make sure that you subscribe and like so that we can continue to give you up-to-date information on all things that are going around the 25-mile radius of Cinderella's Castle, because this is truly a magical place to live.